drug were withdrawn in the early 1960s after it was found to cause malformation or absence of limb in children whose mother took the drug during early pregnancy. Thalidomide also claimed to cure anxiety, insomnia, gastrics, and tension. Thalidomide was developed as a sleeping pill, but it was also thought that it would be useful to ease morning sickness in pregnant women. Unfortunately, it had not been tested for use in this way. Thalidomide was first sold in 1957 in West Germany under the trade name Contergan. The German drug company Schermann Grünterthal developed and sold the drug. In 1958, the drug was licensed in the United Kingdom. However, thalidomide was later found to cause deformations in children born to women who had took the drug. The United Kingdom later withdrew the drug in the early 1960s. Thalidomide was first released in Canada in 1959 as a sample tablet form. It was licensed as a prescription drug on April 1st, 1961, even though it had been withdrawn from West Germany and the United Kingdom markets by December 1961. Canada waited until March 1962, a full 3 months later, to withdraw it. Surprisingly, thalidomide was still available in some Canadian pharmacies until mid-May 1962. It has been a 50-year-old mystery of how this tragedy occurred, causing new families all over the world such immense grief. However, scientists finally believe they have solved the reason why.
The devastating effect thalidomide had on the human body has been a 50-year-old mystery. The chemical was theorized to have inhibited the development of new blood vessels at a crucial stage in pregnancy. The chemical formula for thalidomide is C13H10N2O4. The drug had been difficult to study until now because the compound has to be metabolically activated in the liver, where it is broken down into potentially more than 100 different compounds. Peter G. Wells, a researcher involved in the work from the Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology at the University of Toronto, stated in an interview in 2011 that him and his colleagues found that the birth defects result not only from thalidomide, but also from the compounds that it breaks down to in the body, which lasts up to 40 times longer than thalidomide itself. These compounds ultimately lead to the production of highly toxic forms of oxygen called reactive oxygen species, and for short ROS, including hydrogen peroxide and free radicals that alter and disrupt normal embryonic development, causing the infamous birth defects. One compound specifically, called CPS49, was found to cause severe limb defects and blocks growth of new blood vessels. The results are important for explaining the effects of thalidomide on arms and legs, but do not address other important birth defects caused by the drug, such as effects on nerves and ears, says Lewis Holmes of the Mass General Hospital for Children in Boston, Massachusetts. That's the mystery that remains, he says.
During the early 1960s, the teratogenic effects of thalidomide became widely known. Birth defects were the results of pregnant women who used thalidomide as a sedative. This ended in the baby of the pregnant woman having horrific birth defects. The infamous effects of thalidomide soon became known worldwide, but the problem was first addressed to the nurses of many hospitals because they are a crucial part in stopping this horrific birth defect to continue. The nurses can reinforce education about thalidomide defects into the patient's heads. It is almost impossible to stop the defects unless you educate people on why these defects are happening. Researchers are unclear about whether thalidomide could happen again or not. It could be happening right now, nobody knows for sure. One thing we do know for sure is thalidomide caused the deaths of over 55,000 Americans and is still affecting people today. A similar drug could have been created that has the same side effects, but it's unsure. No one will ever know whether thalidomide is completely gone or not. Now today, a decade later, thalidomide is being investigated further because it is considered a treatment for many other disorders. Thalidomide is a treatment for myeloma. You may have it on its own or with the chemotherapy drug melphalan and steroids such as dexamethasone or prednisone. You may also have thalidomide as part of a clinical trial for other cancers. The once debilitating effect thalidomide had on young fetus developing blood vessels is now being used to stop tumors making their own blood vessels that they need in order to grow, possibly saving lives.